Up next, it's Virginia Outdoor Life, and do we have the ultimate fishing adventure for you as we go off the coast in pursuit of giant bluefin tuna. And we'll meet up with one of America's premier hunters, plus news on the flounder population and how it affects you. Don't go away, Virginia Outdoor Life is straight ahead. Hello and welcome to Virginia Outdoor Life for this Saturday, the 27th day of January. My name is Jim Hale, and joining me is the captain, Eric Burnley, who has an especially big, or at least you did, there it is, that grin on your face.
Yes.
You've been walking around
happy time.
For about 2 weeks now.
That's right. When you have a good trip, you just are happy to be there.
Well, man, you've had a couple of really interesting trips lately, haven't you?
Yeah, we've been really lucky because sometimes things don't work out the way you want, but on these 2 trips we did, and of course the first one was for the giant bluefins, and it was a spectacular trip.
Well, let's check this thing out then.
This hook, when you first see it, you would think it wouldn't catch anything because of the way it doubles on itself coming back in. But this is one of the most awesome hooks you can get. They just absolutely hookup ratio is almost 100%. So they're very good hooks. They hold the fish well, and they almost always hook the fish in the corner of his mouth, so you do very little damage to the fish itself. And since almost all these fish are released, that's very important. All ready to go. 300-pound leader, 16-aught circle hook. All we need now is something to come along and eat it. Thank you, Dan. Chop 'em. Come on, Herbert!
I think he's working me. Work your hook. Run, Bubba, run. Ooh, baby. Talk to me. Watch your head. Come around. Get up again. Right there. Look on it. You gotta tell me what you want to do, Bob. I got another line here ready to go. Work down, Murray. Full strike, full strike.
Isn't this supposed to be fun?
Boy, what time is it? Yeah,
There it And if it hadn't been for them, we wouldn't have been able to get that great footage.
How long are most of those battles there?
Less than 10 minutes.
Really?
Yeah, you want to get the fish in. You got to get it in quick. You got to use 130-pound gear. You got to use 250-pound line, 300-pound leader. And you've got to put 60 pounds of pressure on the fish. 60 pounds of pressure will snatch you right out of the boat if you're not tied to that chair. So you need that big chair with the sliding seat. Anything else, you're just going to wind up killing a lot of fish for no reason.
Right. And most of these are tagged and released,
That's
right?
correct. We tag almost every fish they catch. Some of them you may have seen us miss the tag on, and he broke the line. But you put that tag in the fish, try to get it as close to the dorsal as you can.
Where are they doing it, right?
Right alongside the boat,
Yeah.
right there. That's a good spot. Somewhere up in that black, in that meaty part up there. Get the tag in. Then you send the tag card to the National Marine Fisheries Service in Miami, Florida, and they keep track of all the fish that are tagged. Then when the tags are returned, they have the data to use to determine their migratory patterns, their growth rates, and all sort of like that. Because that fish, believe it or not, is very close to being endangered. There's not very many of them left. That's why we're releasing everything. Also, the season's closed and you're not allowed to sell them if you're a recreational fisherman.
Right, and these fish are in great demand in Japan.
It's the Japanese market that's caused the tremendous decline in giant bluefin tuna. They'll pay $100 an ounce in Japan. In this country, those fish will sell for up to $20 a pound alongside the boat in the round.
All right, well, you can have the fun of catching them and then letting them go, and hopefully they're surviving at that. Hey, don't go away. We've got more Virginia Outdoor Life coming up right after this. When we return, we'll talk with Will Primos, the man behind Primos Champion Hunting Calls. Find out about the man and his company next. Hey, you know, if you caught the show last week, well, while Eric was out, going for the big tuna, I was out in Dallas at the SHOT Show, and, you know, one of the great things about the show is you get to rub shoulders with some of the premier hunters in the world, like Mississippi's Will Primos, who has turned his passion into a thriving business. The Primos Company is one of the major players in the booming hunting accessory business. Whitetail, turkey, even crow calls are available. The man behind it all is Will Primos, who started out in the early 70s making calls for himself and his buddies.
And it just went real big, and next thing I knew, a sporting goods store called me and said, hey, would you make some of those for us? And everybody around here uses your calls. And one thing led to another, and I went, I can make a business out of this.
Before long, Primos was going into the woods with a camera. The result, the hugely popular Truth Series videos that have made Primos and his Mississippi hunting buddies stars among serious hunters.
I don't consider myself a video star. It just comes with the territory and promoting the product and trying to share what we love so much with the hunting public. We don't fake anything. If it doesn't happen on camera, we don't show it. And I guess that's the philosophy you're talking about that permeates itself. There are no gimmicks. If you bring me a product and say, well, we can market this and make a bunch of money, if it's not something I'd use as a hunter, I won't market it.
Jeff Sherwood and I had just ended a morning hunt. We were returning to check out a persimmon and wild pecan tree we'd seen the day before that looked promising. As you can see, we weren't really prepared for what happened next. Realizing this buck hadn't seen us, we were able to pick the right times to move, and the stalk was underway.
Most of the Primos hunts are bow hunts. We asked Will for some advice on this rapidly growing but very challenging method of hunting.
It can be quite complicated. There's a lot to a bow. There's a lot to understanding whether you're going to shoot fingers, whether you're going to shoot a regular length arrow, an overdraw arrow, a release, or whatever. Go and find a reputable pro shop. You don't know one, go and interview him, just like you'd interview anybody else. Talk to him, see how you feel about it. If you like what he's saying, trust him and let him set you up so that you can hit what you want to hit.
The ethics of hunting are stressed throughout the Truth Series videos. The Primos hunters believe in their sport and work hard to promote a positive image.
Hunting has a positive influence on all game management. You know, animals today are victims of a human-altered environment. There's not as many woods. Suburban areas are pressuring and pushing into the habitat, and something has to control those populations. I think done correctly, there's no legitimate criticism of hunting. It's a good game management tool when used properly.
Well, talking to those guys really gets you fired up to get back out in the woods. And it's not going to be that long. I know deer hunters are sitting around right now cleaning their rifles and maybe cooking up some meat, but turkey season is coming up.
Not far off at all.
Yep, and when we come back later on in the program, in our hot product segment, we have got one of those, in fact, the one that you saw Will playing around with there, the Primos box call. Excellent call. We're going to give away in our hot product segment, and we're going to throw in the Truth Series, their brand new video. It's their elk video. These guys do some awesome videos. There you go. Take a look there. Close encounters, and believe me.
Did you get a couple of the deer hunting videos for yourself?
Oh, you better believe it.
Good.
You're darn right, man. That's part of the deal. Heck yeah.
I mean,
right.
It might help.
Yeah. What are you talking about? You trying to tell me something
Well,
here?
no, I just,
Okay, I need some help. That's what he's trying to say.
I was concerned about you.
Yeah,
I wanted to make sure that you were taken care of.
Thank you, Eric. Sir. Hi, and welcome back once again to Virginia Outdoor Life here on News Channel 3. It is time to open up that scrapbook, and boy, Eric, have we been getting some outstanding pictures. And to prove it, we're going to show them to you right now, starting off with David Smith. And how about that baby right there? A 54-inch cobia caught off Virginia Beach last summer.
Yeah, last year was a great year for cobia. I hope this year is going to be as good, I'll tell you.
Hats off to you, Dave. Moving along.
Here's Tom Heinz of Nassawatix. He has 2 prize flounder. His first place flounder weighed 6 pounds, 4 ounces, and he won $1,000 with that fish. Not bad. Second place, 5 pounds, 13 ounces, and he won $500.
He could do some bicep curls with those babies,
Eric.
Eric.
That was during the spring flounder tournament at Wachaprague, and it also took first place in the 1994 spring flounder tournament for the ACCA. So, and he's also a former hot product winner, so he's doing great.
Yeah, and here is Eric Mead of Gloucester. They call this the beg and borrow buck because Eric borrowed a shotgun and shells from his brother Todd to get this buck, and he sure enough did. And look at that rack, would you? That is sweet.
That rack. Look at the spread on that thing.
My gosh, yeah. Yeah, they were hunting with the Pine Chapel Hunt Club. Moving along.
Here's Jean Jackson of Suffolk, and she has a 23 3/4-inch largemouth bass. Caught the Chickahominy River out of Hideaway Marina and the winner of the largest bass for the UPS United Way Fishing Tournament. Also received a fish reward from the Virginia Department of Game and Inland Fisheries, and her husband Red sent the picture in.
She is a serious angler, no doubt. And how about this? Mr. Joey Stratton of Hampton, picture number 1, is an 8-point buck taken November 17th at Perry Farms Hunt Club in Bertie County, North Carolina. With an 18 1/4-inch wide spread, 165 pounds. The one on the right is a 10-pointer taken October 16th, also at Perry Farms, 21 1/2-inch spread, 175. Those are obviously some very well-fed deer down there.
Okay, here's Dorothy Elliott of Chesapeake with a 5-pound, 11-ounce flounder caught at the Third Island of the Bay Bridge Tunnel aboard the vessel Freebird. And Johnny Mays sent this picture in. That's a really nice. There were a lot of nice flounder out in the 3rd and 4th island.
I can hear Ronnie Van Zant right now screaming out the lyrics. And this fish, okay, I'll shut up.
Whatever.
All right. Rusty Norwood and Leo Joyle of Williamsburg showing off their limit of striped bass caught in the James River near Jamestown last October. Way to go, fellas.
Rusty looks like he's got another striped bass in his waders. David Johnson of Portsmouth had this 10-pound, 5-ounce tog. Caught that at the Triangle Wreck, and the picture sent in by Danny Davis. That's a nice dog.
Hey, that's our buddy Danny there. He doesn't always hog the screen with himself.
That's right.
Right. Rob and Jeff Scott of Chesapeake. Rob has a 9-pound, 9-ounce speckled trout, 3rd largest in Virginia this year. Look, that's a long
huge
fish.
Huge
Jeff
fish.
has an 8-pound, 15-ounce speckled trout.
And they were kind enough to send us some fishing tips, and they're right on the money. They say when the water in the spring gets to about 52 degrees, check out the jetty around Willoughby Spit for both gray and speckled trout using a white Mr. Whiffle leadhead grub, and that's where they caught some this year, and they're absolutely...
And it is hot product time. Earlier we talked to Will Primos from Primos Game Calls, and that is where this week's product comes from. And rather than us tell you about it, we thought we'd let Will do it himself.
Jim, this is a combination of graphite and real fine hardwood that we've put together. This gives us the consistency and the sound that we want. We've got a little soundproof pin that keeps the lid off of the side of the box when you're walking in the woods so it doesn't make any sound. You simply just drag it for purrs. Yelping. Any combination of turkey calls.
All right, that's going to call them in. And there's a look at them, and we told you we're going to throw in the Truth Series elk tape. These guys make some awesome videos, and I heard the elk one is good. I haven't even seen it myself. So, hey, we're going to give that baby away. Great hot product this week, and Eric, dum-da-dum, is going to pick it.
Got it.
And?
Okay. Betsy N. Bain, B-A-Y-N-E, of Waverly, Virginia. So
all right.
they will win, and there's good turkey hunting out in Waverly.
All
so that
right,
should come in
cool.
real
Yes,
handy for
yes,
them.
indeed. And Eric, we've got a couple of. Why don't you grab? We got four tickets
for the
to the
expo.
Bass and Saltwater Expo.
Oh, we got more than that.
Well,
Yeah, we got a
two
bunch
of them are for me. Don't go give them all away there.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
All righty. Alan Downs of Chesapeake, Virginia, will win 4 tickets to the Bass and Saltwater Expo.
Over at the Hampton Coliseum next weekend.
There's
I
that.
heard
and
it's a great
somebody's
show.
going to win 2 seats at my seminar.
All right.
Okay, and that would be Joshua A-G-E. Oh, I'm sorry, Joshua Bratton, age 6. Okay, it's not his last name, that's his age.
All right.
And they're from Suffolk, Virginia. So if Joshua would like to come with his folks, so I will let them in the seminar at Marina Shores this Saturday.
Oh, that's awfully sweet of you.
I'm
that
a
you're
nice
not going to make
guy.
him drive himself
No,
down to the marina.
no.
Okay, great.
Okay, we got that.
All right, well, Eric, the weather's shown signs of letting up just a little bit here, and what does it mean for the fishing? We know the bluefins. Yes.
Well, I'll tell you, that's about it.
Right.
There's not much else going on. Yellowfin out of Oregon Inlet, bluefin out of Hatteras Inlet, and some tog being caught out of Virginia Beach. I called my friends that are fishing freshwater, and they're not doing a whole lot yet. They look for the first week of February. Maybe before that gets going with some crappie fishing and some yellow perch.
Okay.
But basically it's yellowfin out of Oregon Inlet, big bluefin out of Hatteras Inlet, and that's about it.
Okay, time for us to get out of here, and we're going to leave you with some scenes from your bluefin trip last week.
Yeah.